Hello, Hans here from Scale by Tech. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a make automation that will update all your OpenAI nodes to a different model. So you can get all your scripts and then update them to a specific OpenAI model. So if they release, for example, GPT 4.0 mini or GPT 5, when that ever comes out, you can then update all your make scripts to that specific model. The thing is that it's not a problem if you have like 5 scripts going in and updating. I have 160 scripts in my own personal account, so that takes a lot of time to update these scripts. For those of you who don't know me, I own Scale by Tech, which is a software automation company who helps SMBs and agencies with content automation and general SMB automations. And just a quick note here before we begin, you can actually come in to our members.scalebytech.com, our free community. You can go to tools when you sign up. You can click here on free make scripts, click on view. There you will find our GPT swap script or a thingy here where you can download the make script. You can clone the Airtable database. You'll get the videos here as well. And you can copy these scripts in. There's some explanation. So everything you need is right here. So sign up for the free community and get some free scripts. Okay, onto the video. We're going to use Airtable. I usually use Airtable, but most people use Airtable, so I'm going to build this one out in Airtable. Let's start out with the scripts here, or the columns. We need a column called script name, so we're going to pull in the name. We have a status selector. We have a scenario ID. We have a GPT selector and a blueprint. So the script name is just a single name. The status, we have load script. I color code the selectors. So whenever it's a yellow or orange, it will do something. Whenever it's not that color, it is an idle state. So this is like buttons. So you have load script, which then goes into scripts loaded. Update this script, so we can update a single script. Update all scripts, which then updates all the scripts. And script updated, which is when the script has been updated, then it goes here. Scenario ID, just text. GPT selector, this field here is for model selection. I'll show you how to get this specific number here. And then a blueprint backup, which is just to get, what do you call it, have a backup of the blueprint before we do any updates. Please note that if you use this script and start to play around with it, this is like not my responsibility if something fucks up in your scripts. So please be careful and test this thoroughly and carefully, and don't mess with production scripts just without doing any testing. That out of the way, let's start building. First of all, we will need to create an automation inside of a Airtable. So whenever we trigger the script, these yellow selectors, so when record match condition, we're going to select our GPT swap. We're going to add a condition. So when status, I'm going to say is any of, and then we're just going to select all the orange ones. Nope, not that. That is fine. Then we're going to go to advanced logic and we're going to run a script. That was right here. We're going to run this script here. Then we're going to get a URL. So let's just finish this and save this, and we're going to get our URL in just a moment. So turn that on. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't turn it on. Okay, now the Airtable automation is ready to run. Let's go over to Make. I've created a new folder, the GPT swap, and I've just created this blank script here. So update OpenAI nodes. First thing is we're going to do a webhook. We're going to do a custom webhook, and I'm always copying the name when I add a new webhook, I just paste in the name of the actual automation here to make sure that I can find the webhooks again. There we go. Let me copy this address, go over here, edit code, and then we will replace that URL, click finish, update. Then we are going to click OK, run once, and here we're going to do load scripts. This should trigger this one over here. Hopefully, yeah, there it goes. Record undefined. I forgot one thing, which is edit code. We're going to add a record ID, and we're going to do value Airtable record ID. Yeah, because we forgot to set, we're going to pull in the record. We have a variable here called record ID, and we need to set that to the actual record ID. Let's finish that, update. Let's do run once again and go in and see if we can get this to load the script, or at least send the record ID over to this one. There we go, record ID. Now, Airtable, we're gonna get a record. I've already set up this connection, so this is not a video about setting up connections. We're gonna do swap, GPT swap, base, then, come on, there we go. We are now going to select the GPT swap table. The record ID will be set to this one. I'm gonna click OK. And then I'm just gonna copy that one. I'm gonna right click and say run module once. Okay. Then we get all this information. We are now gonna do a router, and we're gonna do split it in 3, because we have these 3 options: load script, update this script, and update all scripts. So I usually go in and copy paste these selectors when I do a router, because then I don't misspell anything or mistype anything. So we're going to do a condition where record ID, no, that's not the record ID, that is the status, of course, is equal to, and then load scripts. What I'm going to do, copy that one over here, paste that in where the status equals to update scripts, and then this one, copy paste, go over, paste, and status, equal to update all scripts. There we go. We now have a router which will route out each of these options that we have. Awesome. Now we will need to get all our scripts. So the first one, load script, we need to fetch all of our scripts, and Make has this nice little, let me see, I think it's called list scenarios. There we go. We need to create a Make connection. So I'm just gonna say demo Make connection. You can call it whatever you want. Then if you are in make.com, you will need to find your URL, specific URL in the EU. It will be EU 1, 2, whatever it is. If you're in the US, this will be US. I'm using Boost Space, so I will be doing something like this instead. And then I need an API key. To get an API key for Make, we'll go over here. You will go down to your profile. You'll go over to API. You'll add a token. And you'll say demo API key, or whatever you would like to call it. Select all. Click save. Then remember to save this key, because this will disappear when you exit this page. So we're going to paste in this one and click save. This should create a connection for us. Great. Now, this is important. Please remember to select your organization, and also remember to set the limit to like 500, whatever it is. So you don't, so you don't get out of, you don't hit the limit. So please go in and select your organization ID. Also select your team ID, and do not select, you actually don't need to select team ID, but just folder ID. If you want to pick from specific folders, you can do this here. We don't want that. I'm going to set this to 500. I want to get everything. Then I click run this module once, and we can now see that we have 12 bundles, which means I have 12 scripts in here. Now, this is a bundle output, which means that it will run each of these bundles once after this list scenario. What we are going to do is we're going to update our Airtable with each of this or all the information here. Yeah. So I'm going to do here Airtable. We're going to do create a record. Then we're going to select the swap base, and we're going to select the swap table. Then for the script name, we're going to select name. For the status, we're going to unselect map and select, no, we're not going to select anything from that one. Scenario ID, let me see, this is scenario ID here. We don't want to add a GPT selector, and the blueprint backup will select that later. Okay, then I'm going to do a flow control, an array, and then contain our list scenario, just because I don't want to, or I want to update our load script record to say that we've now finished loading all the scripts. So I'm going to do a swap, select the GPT swap base in the table. Then the record ID will be this record ID, and we're going to set the status to scripts loaded. Okay, let's click save. Let's go in and test this. So we're now going to go, I'm going to delete these two. I'm going to say load scripts. Going to go here, going to click run once, use existing data, and we are now getting all the scripts with the specific scenario ID. Awesome, and scripts loaded. Perfect. Now we can go in and say, I would like to update all these scripts to GPT. Yeah, that would probably be a mistake because we now have 4.0 mini. Paste, yeah. Which is cheaper than 3.5 turbo and faster and better. So don't use, let me just go in and delete this because you would never want to use that. Click save. There we go. Okay, now that was the first part. Now we need to update a single script. So we are going to do a make, and then we're going to do get scenario blueprint, and we're going to run, let me just unlink here and run one of these. So update this script. It's just so I have the information ready. We can now see scenario ID. Okay, and I can copy this, right click, run this module only, scenario ID. There we go. Metadata. Let me see, blueprint data. Awesome. Scheduling. There we go. I am now going to do a text parser because we need to find all the nodes within the script, all the OpenAI nodes, and we're gonna update each of the AI nodes. In order to do this, we need to do a text parser, and it's a match pattern. Now I'm gonna go over and cheat a bit because I already have this pattern ready. We're gonna set global to yes. We're gonna set case sensitive to yes, multiple lines to yes, and single line no, and no. And then we are going to do a toString, no, toString, come on, toString, and we're gonna do blueprint data, and we're gonna close that off, and we're gonna select, okay. Click save, save anyway, run once, run anyway, and let's run this one again, update this script. just so we can see the output from the text parser. While that is loading, we are gonna, come on, there we go. Okay, so in the first script here, which is site info extract, we actually have 3 GPT nodes, and they're all set to GPT-4o. Great. We are now going to, oh, I forgot, I need to add a variable here. So I'm gonna add a module, I'm gonna do a tools, I'm gonna set a variable, and I'm gonna call this script. It's just gonna be a blank variable for now, because over here we're gonna do an iterator, because this acts as an iterator, the output from the text parser. So we're gonna do an iterator with a variable that we're gonna get and update. And this is the best way to do this. So we're gonna get that variable, and then we're gonna set the variable again, because we can't just update. I'm just gonna explain why. We have all of these are GPT-4o nodes. So in theory, we could just update this script once by searching for GPT-4o and update all of them at once. But you might have a script where you have different OpenAI settings, and we can, but for this script, we're going to assume that you might have different GPT node settings. So one might be GPT-4 Turbo, one might be something else, 3.5. We want to update everything, all of them, to a single new updated version. So they might differ, which means that we need to do an update per bundle or per node. We can't just update all of them at once, which means we're going to do a set variable. We're going to update the script variable, and we are going to update this. So we're going to replace the script, which is this script here, and we're going to search for this here, the GPT-4o, and we're going to replace it with, come on, there we go. I'm going to replace it with the selector. So GPT selector here. Okay. Then we're going to close this off with an array aggregator. You could close it off with a text aggregator as well, but match pattern. Click OK. Let me just see if I have anything. I think I output the script here. Yeah. Then we're gonna get the variable again. And now we're gonna update. So I'm gonna do an HTTP node here. So we're gonna get this. No, we're actually not gonna do that. Let me just delete, sorry. We're gonna do a transform to JSON. Was that it? No, that's not it. JSON, transform to JSON. And we're gonna do this array. No, we have to select the last one here, and then we have to update this. So I'm gonna do unlink here. Then we're gonna click save, ignore warnings, run once. I'm gonna run this again because I need some of the information. So update this script. There we go. Now, if you want to select a specific script, and we want to select a specific script. So right here, in between the array, you have a space. It took me a long time to figure out why we have a space here, but you can input numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, which will select the specific array. You get an output of 3 different here, or yeah, you have an array of 3. We want to select the last one, which is updated. So we get the latest updated of this get and set variable function here. You could also use I think you could use get variable and use that here. I'm going to do it like this because then we can showcase other thingies. Now we will, apparently my camera went off. There we go. Now we'll need to update the script. And I haven't figured out how to use this one update scenario. Whenever I use it, it never works. So we're gonna do an update scenario with a HTTP node. So this is a simple HTTP with a make request. So up here, you will take the scenarios and select the scenario ID. We're gonna do a patch. We're gonna put in our token here, this one over here, paste that in. Then we're gonna write a little JSON here and put this in. There we go. So this looks like this. Again, I'm using integrator.boost.space, then API-v2 scenarios. This here, if you are using make, let me see. Yeah, you need to select, when you remember when we created this, you need to use the actual URL that you are on. So I'm on BoostSpace, which means I use this. If you're on Make, you'll use the Make URL up here. Please remember to replace this. Do a patch. One header is authorization. The value is token with a space, then your API key. Body type is raw. Content type is JSON application / station JSON. And requested content is JSON formatted like this. So curly brackets, then blueprint, semicolon, and then your updated JSON file here. Click OK. We're then going to do a script backup. We're going to do a transform to JSON. I'm just going to rename this to backup so we know what that is doing. Gonna remove that, and we're gonna do a to string. We're gonna select the blueprint data, close that off, and then we're gonna do an update Airtable. So update record. Go ahead and select the swap. The reason why we do the single one first is because we can then just duplicate this downwards and add an iterator. So this would be the record ID, this specific one. Script name, no status would be script updated. There we go. GPT selector, don't mess with that. And blueprint backup is this one. Okay, click save. Now let's go ahead and look at the actual script and see if we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. So this is the script that we have over here, site info extract, create an avatar map. Right now we're selecting GPT-40. Let's exit this. Let's go here, align, click save, and let's see if this works. And if it doesn't, we need to do a bit of troubleshooting. It has now been set in motion. That was fast. Let's see, the thing where we can go wrong is this update scenario HTTP node. It has a 200 status code, which means that it should be okay. Let's go here. That is now updated, and we have our blueprint data here, so we can have that as a backup. Let's go and check. Let me just refresh the page here. Go in. This should now be updated to 4.0 mini. Let me just see if it did what it was supposed to do. Nope. Maybe it didn't. Let me just see. We replaced that. Let me just do a quick troubleshoot. Yeah, and I know why this didn't work, because we forgot to add a set variable here. So this one, the get variable, gets the script variable, but we never added in the actual script. So, so this set variable, yeah, that has to be empty, but we needed to add a toString variable here for the blueprint in order to actually prime the variable setters here Then we're going to get it, and we're going to set it. Yeah. Okay. No, 1 second. Let me just exit out of this again. So we didn't update anything. Let me go here and select update this script. Let's run. There we go. Now, did we get some info? We got info. That updated. Let's go in and check again. Site info extract. Click here, and there we go. GPT 4.0. That might be a bit of a stretch. So mini. So now it's actually selecting. I see. So we're selecting this one 3 times. Alrighty then, I've now found the actual error in here. When we, apparently the GPT 4.0, let me go here, and the 4.0 mini starts with the same stuff here. So we need to differentiate between when to get into, when to update the mapper and when to update the label. So in order to do this, you can see here that we have a space. There we go, a space between the model selector, and in this one up here, we have a quotation mark, which means that we need to do a update here for both the quotation mark. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate this, clone this. Then we're going to add a space and a space down here. And I actually think we need a plus sign between these two. Click OK. Auto align. Save. Let me see. Okay, run this once. Let's go up and select GPT 4.0 mini now. Select, let's just go in and check that we're actually on GPT 4.0 and we want to update to GPT 4 mini. So we're on GPT 4.0 in this script here, and we want to update to 4.0 mini. Update this script. This should now load, and it runs very fast. Let's just see that we get a 200 code here. We do. Let's go back, go in and check our script. This should now work because we've now updated the label. There we go, GPT 4.0 mini. And come on, all 4 mini. Let's check this one, 4.0 mini. There we go. Let's go back, and let's just see that it works with something else. 3 turbo, and update this script here and run use existing data. There we go. Go in and see that it now should be 4 turbo. There we go. This works. Awesome. Let's do a version where we update all our scripts. So now we're going to do a search record for Airtable, and we want to get the swap base, and we get rid of that one. The table is swap, and let's find, let's do a view selection. Let's just click OK here. Let's create a new view where everything that is empty here will be put in a specific view. That's rename, update all, and we're gonna do a filter where, no, not that one, where the status is empty. There we go. So it will now select all these ones in the scenario ID, and we also need to set a filter. I would like and scenario ID is not empty. The only reason I set this extra filter is because if you select this one and set the load one up here to empty, that will be down there. Let's not do that. Okay, now let's see. We can now select our view from here. Come on, update all. Okay, save. Let's run this one once. So let's update all scripts and see if that runs down here. Should. There we go. It's now updated here, and we get all 10 bundles. Awesome. Now we will do an iterator. No, these comes as bundles, so we don't need an iterator for that. I will just paste all this down here, remove our filter, click OK. Now we need to get the scenario ID from this Airtable node. So scenario ID there, set variable, that is set, text parser, that is done, get variable, set variable. Let me just see that we are linking to the correct stuff. We are. Yeah, that should be okay. Now we need to select the scenario ID from this one. Scenario ID here, JSON blueprint, okay. Script backup, yeah. And then we need to select the record ID for this one. No, let me see. We need to update scenario. Let me see here. Yeah, that runs all the way through. Awesome. Yeah, let's just keep it at this. So save, and let's do all 4.0 mini, which means that this will, let me see if we get, yeah. So this script down here, when we're updating all scripts, you will need to select update all scripts from one of these scripts here, and it will take the GPT selector and use the first one for all of them. So let's just do like this. Yeah, clear that. And we're actually going to update record here. And then we're going to update the record ID with this one here. Come on, record ID. Search. I want the record ID. There we go, ID. And we're going to update the GPT selector with the one that we got from here. So GPT selector. Click save. Now let's update everything to GPT 4.0 mini. We're going to do update all scripts. Let me just get rid of that one. And then we're going to click run once, use existing data. And it should now run all of these. Nope. Okay. Then we're going to do an iterator. No, it made an error over here, so maybe it will. 1 second. Field blueprint. Oh yeah, we forgot that one. So blueprint backup. Let me see, script backup 30. Why didn't that work? That was a long string. That's correct. Field cannot accept the provided value. Okay, that was weird. Why is that? Okay, I'm just gonna try something else. I'm just gonna take this so we don't upload it as JSON here, but we're just gonna add it like so instead. Okay, then we're gonna delete this one, and we're actually gonna do the same up here. Come on, there we go. Okay, delete that module. Save, use existing data. Nope, doesn't want that. So why can't it fetch that? Okay, I actually don't know why. Maybe AI Airtable has some issues with the code that is in here. Can we do something else? No, not really. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this out for now so we don't get the backup. So let's leave that out. Click save, run once. See if we can update everything now. Yeah, I think it's too large, simply too much text for Airtable to handle. There we go. So all has now share. Yeah, this is the one we're working on at the moment, which might be why it didn't work. I don't know. Anyways, they have now been updated, which means all of these, let's go to the article writer and see if we have updated this to mini. So all these AI nodes are not updated yet. Why is that? So is the article writer. Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's just do a article writer here. Say update this script and see if that one works. Because if that works again, then 6 seemed to work. Article writer, and that worked. Okay, then we have some other issue going on. Outline, let's just see here. No, okay, let's do update all again. So we're gonna do update all scripts. Yeah, we can't do that unless, yeah, we need to select it from top. I'm just conversing with myself here because all these needs to be empty because that will update this here. And we're gonna select all these are empty, clear. Let's just see what we do now. Yeah, so we're gonna do update all scripts for this one. Run, use existing data, and that is gonna update all these. Okay, let's just check. These are getting updated. Let's just check the empty transform to JSON. Okay, that's why. So this one was an error here. There we go. So I think it was working before, but this one was referencing this up here, which made the script bug out. One more time. So let's add I'm gonna do an aggregator and closing this one off. Then I'm gonna do an update here. So that one worked. Q, there's nothing there. We need to update here. Script updated. GPT selector. No, because that won't work. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking at the moment. That works here. So we need to select the selector up here. Delete this. Remove those. Then I'm going to do that. That doesn't have a selector or a scenario ID. Awesome. So we're gonna script, and that's then gonna set back to scripts loaded. Okay, select, save. Let's just update. Okay, I'm gonna do a change here because I don't want to do it this way now. I'm gonna do it in a different way. So we're not gonna do this. Go away. Instead, we're gonna do it like so. So if you want mini, we'll then paste all those down. We don't need this one. Okay, and then we're gonna fetch it here and we're gonna replace it in these two scripts here. So we're gonna get the GPT selector from the search module, GPT selector instead, and there, click OK, and now it should work. So we're gonna click save, and I'm gonna click run once. So if you want to update all scripts, you can now select update all scripts. Let's see. Let's get out of this one. So these are now updating down, and that switched to Q. Did not load, but we don't have any GPT nodes in there. So update 200. Let's just see if our outline now has been updated. 4.0, it hasn't. Come on. Almost there. Let's see what it is on this one. 4.0 mini, but that was already mini. Okay, so let's see what we have here. GPT 4.0, that is mini. Great. Let's do a bundle. Let's see, get is, that would be number 3. 3 output. GPT 4.0 mini system. Why isn't that updating? That would be here. Okay, so we're gonna set a variable, and that's because we're getting the wrong one. There we go, this one. And this one we're also going up here, clicking save. Okay, one more time. Let's clear this. Let's update all scripts. Okay, troubleshooting is 70% of automation. Because if you don't know how to troubleshoot, you can't really get anything to work. Okay. We're still running. Update all scripts. Run once. Use existing data. There we go. Come on. Now we are updating everything, and hopefully everything is, let's just check number 3, find mini, still not updating the label. I don't like that. Why are we not updating the label? Because it should update that one. We got 1, 2, 3, 7, that's 10. So we're gonna do 11 over here. 40 mini, 40 system. So this one should update here, this set variable. Why aren't we? So I'm gonna get, that's why. We need to get this one. There we go. So then we update it again. Run once, use existing data. Oh yeah, now we've updated everything. Run once, stop. Okay. All the small things. There we go. So I'm on to the number 3. And for mini, 40. God fucking damn. Number 11. So we're gonna find 40 mini. Alright, now all errors seems to have been sorted out. There was actually no error in this make script. It was because we did something with the actual scripts when updating them. But now let's go in just to do a quick check here on get SEO. For example, we are GPT-4o, and the problem script that we were working on was the outline script here, which is set to 4o. Let's go ahead and do a 4o mini on all of these and select update all scripts, then select run once. And because we don't have anything due to the fact that we need to clear this, I think we can just run again because there's an error, so it didn't, we can rerun it. There we go. And let's go ahead and check our get SEO and our outline. So our outline script is now updated to 4o mini. There we go. Everything is as it should be. We have our get SEO here, where also 4 mini and 4 mini. Great. This means that this script here now works. And sorry for some of the troubleshooting. If you want this script, you can get it for free in our community. You just follow the link in the description and sign up. There will be a nice little section where you can download all this.